Iqhawe lethu selalala. Halala Dr. Joshua Nkabuko Nkomo. Halala Nyongolo inkunzi eyazibika ematholeni. Wawuchiya umuzi wakhe. Wakhetha ukulala emangweni lamakhanga. Wakhililithela. Wawela imifula lezifudlana. Wadondolozela. Waqansa. Wamemeza. Usungaphetsheya wathi ngilandeleni.
Joshua Nyongolo Ramqabuko, wena oliqhawela lapha eZimbabwe, qhawela amaqhawe esizwe, wena wakhetha ukufethela umuzi wakho kanye lezihlobo lemuli ufuna ukukhulula isizwe sakwenu.
Wahlala iminyaka entolongweni. Wabekezela ngoba wena ungafuni ukudela. Wena qhawela amaqhawe awadela okuningi okomhlaba. Wahlala ekhona kudzingwa, wahlala ewawa, wahlala kuzo zonke intolongo. Ngisho lasewange wahlala. Konke lokhu kwenza ngoba uzimisele kwabensundu. Bafahloza ebusuku abafowethu bekulandela. Bephenduka bekwesile, behuduza kuze kuthi semsile sebedibene lesithi kuba yimaye. Waduma phansi, waphazima, kwanuka uthuli, kwanuka umuntu, kwaze kwangathi akusekho okuphilayo. Laze lafuma ijoni ngekhanda. Lana lachitheka izulu. Usivela bonga enjelele. Phambi wendlela enjelele. Indlela enjelele isimile utshani. Lezulu kalisaziwa. Indlala ibhokile. Ngabe ukhona mdala wethu. Ubuza yasinqanyela. Utsho udondolozela ngentonga yakho emnyama.
Wehla enyakatho welikaKhawunda wayozuza izikhali kungoba ngomlomo sekwehlule. Wayiqoqa impi yakho wayithumela kwabelungu khona le eZimbabwe. Zadibana ezakho labonkosi. Ezakho labonkosi. Ngamunye ngabili avalelisa amabhunu. Konke lokhu akungoba ngawe mfokaMqabuko.
Wasula ngamazwe usenza imhlangano. Waya eGeneva kwehlula. Kwaba leminye eminingi kodwa cha. Konke lokhu kwenzakala wathi ngiyala. Siyahawula isizwe sakho. Wayitshiyela bani leyo ntonga ebisenza izimanga ziyenzeke. Mlamlankunzi wadumo wena owathi eyomndeni ngayingena wakhuza unity bambanani.
Wasihlokoza isizwe sabelungu ungala kudela. Wasiphinda wasihlokoza umlindi wemamba ungala kwesaba. Waphinda futhi wahlokoza ungachayela uvalo lakanci. Walwa labelungu waze wayebizelwa endlini yaseLancaster ukhuluma indaba zokuthula ngoba hayi ungasela abangawena.
Sakhulunywa indaba zokuthula. Wayiqoqa njalo impi yakho. Basinika abamhlophe ilizwe lethu. Konke lokhu ngoba wena uliqhawela lapha eZimbabwe. Namhlanje usemlonyeni wabantu. Ngitsho lezingane ezikhathele eziko ziyakwazi. Konke lokhu ngoba wena ungumkhululi owasikhulula esizweni sabamhlophe. Angingeke ngitsho okuningi qhawe. Mafukufuku wasifukamela waze wafulathela ulokhe usifukamela. Wasichiya elangeni. Silangazelele injabulo sajapha. Asikhululekanga sikhungathekile. Lala ngokuthula kulelo lizwe.
Joshua Nyongolo Ramqabuko, siyaguqa, siyakubonga, siyakubabaza kungoba unguwe iqhawe elingenza ngithi bayethe qhawe leZimbabwe.
Bayethe Nkosi yesizwe. Bayethe ungayezi lawo wonke.
Bayethe qhawe lamaqhawe masibambaneni.
Sanibonani, Dumelang, Molweni. Abshen. Munjani. Mamuga sei. Oh, ngithe sanibonana la. Mamuga sei ngithi lihle likhona kakhulu. Mbaba uFuyane. Emfuyane. Ngizonikeza umthandazo. Sivaleni amehlo libe selivula amaphisi. Wenzele ukuthi ngikwazi ukuthandazela kahle. Angitsho asivaleni namehlo. Egameni kaYisele lendodana nelikaMoya oyingcwele. Baba Nkosi ethandekileyo umsindisi onamandla. Sibonga Nkosi nomsa ukuhlangana phakathi kwaleli khaya lika baba uJoshua Nkomo. Iqhawe lethu sizolikhumbula Jehova siphakathi komzi wakhe. Sicela ke Nkosi usikhokhelele ngomoya wakho oyingcwele. Kuthi konke kuzokwenzeka ngosuku lonamhlanje na Nkosi. Kube lusuku oluhle lokukhumbula iqhawe umholi wethu owakhulula ilizwe lethu laseZimbabwe. Ngegama lomfelo uJesu Kristu kuze wona phakade. Amen. Siyabonga isihloko zami. Mina ngimele iJoshua National Foundation. Sibonga ukuthi lizile namhlanje lizofunda ngobaba uNkomo ukuthi wayengubani especially abantwana. Bakhona abanye labasebengabadala kodwa bengamazi bengazi ukuthi ukade uJoshua uma kukhulunywa ngoJoshua kukhulunywa ngobani. Abanye bazi nje ukuthi hayi wayengu vice president. uJoshua was a hero. uJoshua nguye owasukumayo elela leli lizwe labafana bakhe beZebra ukuze ukuthi namhlanje nasikhululeke. Wenza umsebenzi omuhle kakhulu. So la ekhaya emzini wakho baba uNkomo yikho lapho kulo museum khona ukukhuluma ngehistory ye-liberation, ukukhuluma ngehistory yakhe ubaba uNkomo. Engilethemba ukuthi lizokholisa sonke sizojabula ukuthi sikhona phakathi kwale indawo. Mina ngingufuyana. Andilakwazi ukuthi ubaba uNkomo wayethethe umama uMafuyana. Liyakwazi? Mina ke ngimumalume. Kulo Father Zimbabwe, Mother Zimbabwe, Auntie Zimbabwe. Angitsho lo Dr. Sani Zimbabwe. Angitsho right. Hayi siyabonga hlobo zami. Libe losuku oluhle, usuku olumnandi kakhulu. Lizafunda okunengi. Mfuna ukuthi namhlanje lokho lizokufunda. Mina ngispecialize ngifuyane family angisho. Le Nkomo family ngiyaspecialize futhi kodwa ifuyana angisho umama wesizwe. Liyafuna ukwazi ukuthi umama wesizwe wayengubani? Umama wesizwe wayeyiprincess. Wayengasiyo just a girl. Uzalwa liqhawe uMaphisa umdilizela owanguye owabulala uAlan Wilson ePhupu the general. Angitsho yabonga hlobo zami umama uMafuyana uManondo uMadlabude uMabhokwana uMasingagobela ngaphansi kwamazemazana usivande sinomtenentene ngokuntenezena kwaso uhlangothi zimanyela udaba olubamba inkomo nabantu usonsukwana wensuku ingqungqu liyafela phezulu insiba lempiko zabona umoya ubhodlozi ubelebele udaba ujongolo lwachitheka lungaceli yiyo intombi yakofuyana leyo. Ayisazolitshela kahle ngehistory kaMama uMafuyana ngitsho. Yes, indlovukazi wayeyiprincess ukhulu wakhe nguye oyinduna eMapisa uMapisa wayengukhokho wakhe uMagwegwe wayengukhokho wakhe so lonke lihlala eMagwegwe irent yami ngiyayifuna ngiyabonga.
Without wasting much of your time, I'll call upon Mr. K. Hlabangane to come and give us the lecture. Let's just give hands for Mr. Hlabangane as he comes forward.
Thank you. Salibonani. Allow me to recognize the presence of the Joshua Nkomo Foundation, National Foundation trustees, led by Umama Uthandiwe Nkomo, who's also representing the family, Kababa Joshua Nkomo. Allow me to recognize Mr. Mehluli Moyo, who's the chairperson of the Joshua Nkomo Legacy Restoration Project Trust. I also want to recognize representatives from the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education in the Office of the Provincial Education Director. I think they've been named. I also want to recognize the business captains of industry here present. I see my brother there, Umbabu Spanda from Islwani, TOS. I think we have heard that this is the month where we are celebrating our icon, Joshua Nkomo. So there's going to be a series of lectures. What I'm going to do today to deliver is not the only lecture that you hear. So there's going to be a number of lectures that will be delivered in honor of this great icon. But because today the majority of our audience here are young people who are students, so my message is directed at all these young people who are here. So I'm not going to talk to anyone who's older than the people behind you. And I've come up with a topic that is focusing on 8 lessons that we can learn from our icon, Joshua Nkomo. So the theme of the lecture that I'm delivering is called I Am Because You Are. And the topic says 8 lessons in unity, courage, and building Zimbabwe from Father Zimbabwe. I think because it's a lecture, so I'm going to read it. I don't want to stray so that I keep the message concise. The theme, I am because you are, it is the spirit of Ubuntu, of interdependence, and of carrying each other forward. Ladies and gentlemen, I also want to recognize our educators, my apologies, who came here with our students. Today, we are celebrating the life of our icon, and we honor a man whose life grew from humble soils in the area of Matopo district in Matabeleland South Province. A man who began as a cattle herder in the foothills of the Matopos, yet he grew roots so deep and branches so wide, he became Father Zimbabwe. His life whispers a profound truth. I am because you are, Ubuntu. Every step he took from the dusty plains of Cholocho to the halls of Lancaster House in London was intertwined with family, friends, and the collective heartbeat of a people yearning for freedom. Today we light 8 beacons along his path. Each beacon reveals a traceable lesson, a spark you can carry into your own life, classroom, or research. So I'll start with the first beacon. Beacon number 1, igniting the mind, the unyielding flame of education. That is 1917 to 1942. You remember, as we're answering questions, Joshua Nkomo was born on the 7th of June, 1917, and he lived up to the age of 82. That's why we chose to focus on 8 lessons, because he lived for 8 decades. So we are going to focus on 8 lessons. So the first lesson I will start says, imagine a crow in an area in Matopo under Chief Bango between 2 rivers, Semukwe and Chachane, June 17, 1917. A small boy named Joshua Nkomo was born and grows up chasing goats and sheep across the red earth. his father, Thomas Nyongolo, saw beyond those rolling hills. He told young Joshua that a life bound to Kelpi could be widened by letters and numbers, and by hands that know how to craft wood into more than just tool hangers. At Cholocho Industrial School, Joshua Nkomo learned carpentry. Not just a trade, but a way of shaping a possibility. Every plane of wood he smoothed, every joint he finally fitted became an exercise in patience, planning, and creative problem solving. By 1942, the same determination carried him by train to Adams College in Durban, South Africa, where he was decades older than his classmates and embarrassingly oversized for their tiny desks. He could have quit. Instead, he found an unlikely champion in Mrs. Julia Hoskin, who was then the school clerk at Adams College, who hired him as a driver and footed his tuition. With a faith fueling his resolve, Joshua stayed not merely to earn a social work diploma, but to master the language of social change itself. This is where he rubbed shoulders with a generation of Southern African nationalists that include Enoch Dumbuchena, who later became the Chief Justice of the High Court of Zimbabwe, and the likes of Herbert Chitepo, who became a brilliant lawyer. He would later meet a young Nelson Mandela, who later became the President of South Africa. His lesson for us is timeless. Every skill you learn, be it mathematics, coding, carpentry, or farming, is both a tool in your hand and a bridge to new horizons. Knowledge becomes your first instrument of liberation. In Joshua's journey, carpentry gave him practical agency. He studies the vocabulary of justice. He didn't simply collect credentials. He used them to build, literally, metaphorically, the foundation of a movement. Researchers might ask, how did indigenous knowledge systems influence Joshua Nkomo's early learning? And each of us, there is a challenge. Choose one technical skill today, during this school term. Dedicate 10 hours to it. Watch how your world expands. Now I'm going to talk about lesson number 2. Lesson number 2 talks about the roots of solidarity. That is grassroots fire in trade union halls. That was 1948 to 1957. Fast forward to Bulawayo in the late 1940s, where Joshua Nkomo walked into a smoke union hall and had railway workers recounting back-breaking labor for a meager pay. He didn't simply listen, he organized. He rallied colleagues not for headlines, but for bread and butter justice, safer platforms, fairer wages, dignity in the workplace. As a welfare officer for Rhodesia Railways, African staff, he built trust, one conversation at a time. By 1951, membership in the Railways Workers Association sought to record highs under his leadership. Here lies the second lesson. Change blooms where you plant it. True leadership often begins in a cramped meeting room or in a community cleanup, spaces where you can listen, strategize, march forward together. Those union meetings were Joshua's first classroom in organization, public speaking, and solidarity. They taught him that a single voice can whisper, but a unified chorus roars. Today, your school's debate club, environmental society, or peer mentorship group can be the spark that ignites society's fuse. Join one, or better yet, launch your own. Gather friends around a shared cause, draft a plan, take action. Your small group, rooted in cooperation, can galvanize the kind of change that ripples through classrooms, across towns, and into history. And our takeaway on this is Joshua Nkomo's life shows us that skills and solidarity are twin flames, each feeding the other. Practice one new technical skill for 10 hours, like I said, and plant or join a group that reflects your passion. Together they become the twin beacons that light your path forward. Now we are going to lesson number 3, which is Dreaming the Nation, Vision and Patriotic Pride. That was 1957 to 1964. In a cramped Bulawayo Hall in 1957, Joshua Nkomo leaned over a battered table strewn with petitions and pamphlets. Around him sat Reverend Abaning Stole and a band of young activists, each heart aflame with possibility. They were just founding the National Democratic Party, NDP, later ZAPU. They were sketching the first blueprint of a Zimbabwe unshackled from colonial rule. Nkomo spoke of a land where Shona and Ndebele, Tonga and Venda all danced to the same tune of freedom. His vision wasn't mere rhetoric, it was a lantern he held high, daring every listener to see themselves reflected in the promise of a united nation. Patriotism, he taught, in more than just waving a flag. It's the act of loving our story, learning its scars as well as its triumphs, and co-authoring its next chapters. Every time he rallied villagers under the baobab tree or whispered dreams into the ears of fellow leaders, he hammered home this truth. If you can't see yourself in the future, you imagine you can never build. I am because you are, he would say, reminding us that sovereignty is woven from our collective threads. For you this week, choose one strand of your heritage, whether it's your family's recipe, a traditional dance step, or a snippet of your mother tongue, and share it. Teach it, perform it, or simply write about why it matters. Then pause and ask yourself, what does a united Zimbabwe look like in my daily actions? Sketch it, name it, pin it somewhere. You will see every morning. Now I'm moving on to beacon number 4. These are lessons. Weathering the storm, resilience, and networks anchored in love. That was 1964 to 1974. April 16, 1964, at Camp 5, Konakutzingwa Restriction Camp, which was located within Konarejo Game Reserve, the world narrowed to stone temp walls and the echo of distant footsteps. Joshua Nkomo, once a triumphant orator, sat confined, his only lifeline, a sheaf of letters smuggled into the prison by his wife, Umama Joanna Mafuyana. Each envelope carried more than just inked words. They bore the scent of home, the soft insistence that he was not alone. Outside those bars, friends like Kenneth Kaunda, the Zambian president, wove a safety net of shelter and solidarity. In that stark solitude, Nkomo discovered a vital truth. Resilience is not a solitary act of will, but a tapestry stitched by those who refuse to let you fall. He emerged from exile 10 years later, not hardened into bitterness, but buoyed by love. His spirit had been tempered like steel in fire by every encouraging, not every clandestine visit, every promise of, we are waiting for you. He taught us that storms, whether imprisonment, depression, or defeat, lose their power when you build anchors in family, trusted friends, and mentors. Now a checkpoint for you. Map your own support web. List 3 people or groups you trust with your greatest fears. Then reach out this week and say, I have been off balance lately, can we talk? Pair up, share one challenge you have faced, and brainstorm how each anchor could lend strength in your next storm. Resilience isn't about weathering alone, it's about holding the rope when others climb too. Lesson number 5, the art of the possible. Diplomacy as courage, that was 1974 to 1980 at independence. In Lusaka's cramped back rooms and London's stately Lancaster House halls, Joshua Nkomo faced a singly harrowing choice: endless bloodshed or painful compromise. Along with him at the table sat Robert Mugabe, Bishop Abel Muzorewa, amongst others, against Ian Smith and colonial leaders, once bitter rivals, now co-negotiators in Zimbabwe's birth. As the hours stretched on, Nkomo realized that true victory wasn't in vanquishing an enemy, but in fashioning a peace both sides could own. Brick by brick, clause by clause, they built a settlement that would end colonial rule and light a path to nationhood. His lesson for us on this one is deceptively simple. Real courage isn't a gun barrel or a raised fist. It is a willingness to sit down, listen earnestly, and find common ground. It takes more steel to lower your sword than to swing it. In Nkomo's Ubuntu leadership, compromise was never a weakness. It was the boldest act of a service to the greater good. The exercise: gather a friend or classmate and replay a real or imagined schoolyard disagreement. Swap roles, each of you argue the other's position. Practice active listening before you answer. Summarize what you have just heard, then co-draft a win-win solution you both can live with. Through this simple role play, you will test the art of the possible and discover that bridges last longer than trenches. Now I'm moving on to lesson number 6, the weight of the crown. Service and sacred duty, that was 1980 to 1990. When the sun rose on Zimbabwe's independence in 1980, a new chapter opened, not only for the nation, but for its leaders. Among them stood Joshua Nkomo, effectively called Umdala Wethu, the elder, our elder, a name that reflected the wisdom he carried and the deep trust many placed in him. Appointed to high office, he entered leadership not with a sense of entitlement, but with a sense of responsibility. While others may have sought comfort, Nkomo chose service. He moved among communities, spoke of unity, and reminded all, especially the youth, that peace, dignity, and nation building must be pursued with discipline and patience. One of his most remembered sayings, "Nxa ufuna imali lima," if you want money, go till the land, was more than rural advice. It reflected his deep belief in empowerment through honest labor, self-reliance, and the enduring value of land and hard work. For him, leadership wasn't about medals or microphones. It was about what you did when no one was watching. Leadership, believed, is never owned. It is borrowed from the people for a time. Whether you are a sports captain, head prefect, or debate chair, what will you leave behind? A title or a legacy? Humility doesn't mean shrinking, it means serving. It's about showing up early, listening well, shifting others, and stepping aside with grace when the time comes. Nkomo's journey through that pivotal decade teaches us this truth: how you lead in silence matters more than how you speak in spotlight. So ask yourself, if this were your last day in office, what foundation would you be remembered for? Lesson number 7. Whispers to Eternity. Weaving legacy and creative memory through story. 1990 to 1999. In the waning light of his life, Joshua Nkomo sat in a low-ceilinged study in Bulawayo. Maybe it was here. I see there's a study in the museum here. I'm not sure. Rain tapping on the tin roof. Around him gathered poets with ink-stained fingers, writes retelling an age-old fables, and historians like Terence Ranger, whose notebooks brimmed with survivors' voices. Nkomo listened as elders recalled both triumph and heartbreak. The stolen lands, the rising drums of liberation, the dreams deferred. With deliberate care, he coerced each story into the open, believing that a nation's soul lives not in marble monuments but in living words. Most of his popular pictures capture him in the presence of children and youths, and there you can clearly see the radiant smile of hope. His active step in ensuring his history in recorded shows us that he understood something we all must learn, that when memory is hoarded, it withers. When it's shared, it grows evergreen. As he helped compile oral stories, histories, and publish anthologies, Nkomo whispered to eternity, showing us that our stories are our strongest inheritance. What lesson are we learning here? Every one of us is a storyteller of our nation. History breathes through the poems we recite, the eps we quote, the family tales we pass around at the kitchen table. To preserve the truth and celebrate heritage is to practice active citizenship. We honor our ancestors each time we give their memories a voice. And what project can we come up with? Form a team of 3-5 peers and choose an unsung community hero, perhaps a retired nurse, a local craftsman, or a school custodian. Craft a 2-minute digital story, video, spoken word, poem, or animated mural. Interview an elder for first-hand wisdom, record their reflections, and weave them into your narrative. When you share this story online or at a community gathering, you are doing more than commemorating, you are breathing life into a collective memory. Now, my last lesson, lesson number 8, passing the torch. Your chapter in Zimbabwe's story begins now, today, and tomorrow. The final pages of Nkomo's own story closed in 1999, July the 1st. But the next chapter was always meant to be written by you. He left a sealed archive, but an open ledger. I am because you are. His enduring message. Now he passes the torch to a generation wrestling with climate crisis, forging new technologies, and redefining art and activism in the digital age. And our pledge this afternoon as young people, rise, look to your neighbor, share one cause you will champion this year. I will launch a school recycling club or drive, or I will mentor a younger student in coding. Speak it loud so your pledge expands beyond your heart. As we reflect, number 1, on our roots. Which core values will anchor you? Education, integrity, unity, or service? The fruit, which cause sets your spirit alight? Climate justice, tech innovation, literacy, or mental health? Build, what step will you take? Start a club, launch a community project, code an app, or plant a tree, literally or figuratively? Call to action, which is humble leadership. Remember that every leadership seat you occupy is borrowed. Yesterday you cheered for others, Tomorrow others will look to you. Lead with humility. You would hope to be shown. Return favors unasked. Admit mistakes freely, and lift those around you as you climb. And then our key questions to carry forward. What strength have I inherited, and what strength will I pass on? How do I honor post-sacrifices while forging my own path? In what ways will my voice and my actions shape the Zimbabwe we dare to dream? The torch is in your hand. May its flame illuminate a Zimbabwe defined by unity, courage, creativity, and service for today, for tomorrow, and for eternity. And so our journey through Joshua Nkomo's 8 beacons comes to its close, not with an end, but with an invitation. Imagine the story we have traced. A head boy learning carpentry beneath the Matebele sun, a young organizer sparking solidarity in smoke-filled UN halls, a visionary weaving tribes into a single tapestry, a prisoner of conscience, built by letters scented with home, a statesman choosing the courage of compromise over the clamor of conflict, an elder whose quiet acts of service rippled through drought-scared villages, and finally a keeper of memory who taught us that our greatest monuments are the tales we choose to tell. Each beacon shone on a different chapter of a life that whispered, I am because you are. Now, in the soft dusk of this lecture series, the torch passes on to you. You are both the successor and storyteller, called to turn the flame Nkomo lit. Will you plant the seed of a new skill, as it did with carpentry or social work? Will you gather your peers in a cause, as rallied railway workers? Will you cast your vision for a modern Zimbabwe, rooted in unity and brimming with innovation? When storms come, and they will you lean onto your network, remembering that resilience is a shared tapestry? When disputes threaten to break you, will you choose the harder path of empathy and accord, forging peace across tables, not trenches? Will you wear the crown of leadership lightly, serving unseen with the humility of Umdala Wethu? And will you become a bard of your own generation, weaving tomorrow's legacy through videos, poems, and apps that carry voices forward into eternity? The greatest commitment we can pay today to Father Zimbabwe is not to carve his name in stone, but to write our own chapters. With the same courage, integrity, and boundless hope, as each of your steps back into your classroom, your club, your community, remember that these beacons are not relics. They are sparks. Tend them, fan them, let them kindle the bonfire of your own purpose. For in every lesson learned and every story shared, Nkomo's unyielding flame lives on. And when you stand beneath the branches of our collective future, perhaps planting that first tree, launching that first club, or pressing record on a story never told, know this: the light you carry brighter is because it rests on 8 beacons of a life well lived. Now go forth, kindle new lights, and remind the world, I am because you are. Nyabo.
Thank you, Mr. Shabangane. In this moment, I would like to recognize Father Innocent of Roman Catholic, the church that our Father Zimbabwe and the Mama Fuyani are. Let's just clap hands and recognize him. Without wasting much of your time, I would like to go to take this opportunity to ask Mama Thandi, ugogo wethu Thandi, ukuthi asibingelele ibe mazi. Let's just clap hands for ugogo.
Salibonani. Yebo la mina ngilapha by popular demand. Njengalibonile lapha imfanekiso ithathwa, sizathatha abangathathanga. Njalo ngilapho ukuthi njalo ngilemukele emzini omkhulu yomuzi kaJoshua naleyo umqabuko loJohana uMafuyana. Bengithi ngizihambela nje khonapha ngixoxa lani bantwana ngizwe hayi sokunembuzo eminye ebuzwayo. Liyafunda history is a serious matter. Yo etshintsha umhlaba wethu lo, yo etshintsha impilo yethu le, sikhululekile nje ngendaba ze-history. Siyaphila nje ngendaba zabakhokheli ababesimele ukuthi la eZimbabwe sifuna kube lokuthula, kube lokuphila. Silokho sikhona nje sizama ubungcono ngendaba zokuthi sifuna intuthuko. Leyo ihistory lifundiswayo lapha iseqhakathekileyo kakhulu. Awona liyambona nje mina nxa ngiphakathi komuzi, phakathi komhlaba khona azange ngithanda ukungena ezombangizwe ngokuthi hayi lokho kuya kulabantu bakhona, kule characters akhona. Kodwa ngiyakhuthubeza kakhulu umsebenzi wasenziwa ngubaba uNkomo nomama uMafuyana ukwenza eminye imisebenzi enjengayinale eceleni kule Joshua Nkomo Museum yenale, le Joshua Nkomo Foundation esisebenza kakhulu lohulumende. Lingacabanga ukuthi libona sokule statue ngapha, sokule ngqwaqo ngapha, sokulalokhu lithi kuphonguza nje. Hayi, kulabantu ngemuva abagijima ema-ofisini befuqela bekhuluma ukuthi lapha sibona kungaba lento enhle nje, lapha sikhulumela abantu kulento nje, thina esihlala phakathi kwabantu. La khathesi siyasebenza kakhulu lohulumende, sisebenzela ilanga leli elika-July 1 ukuthi khona kalenziwe, ukuthi khona libe national holiday ukwenzela ukuthi sikhumbule ubaba uNkomo njani siyilizwe lonke qekelele sihlangene sikuholiday, sigida mtari kusiyangena folosi kusiyangena le sikhangela ubaba wethu. Kuthiwa nguFather Zimbabwe nje, not just because walwa ngobulawayo mekezi kuthiwa umdala lo wasusa umbangazwe wawulayitha ilizwe lonke leli. Nguye waqalayo ukungena ngaphi la ngaphi, ehamba esebenza e-railways ngesitimela, ehambe ebasela ihlasela ngapha ukuthi kuye Mtarile ngena lapha Folosi ngena lapha Rusape ngena lapha. Yikho libona for almost over 10 years kusela ama-1950s kwaze waba 63 kwakule 1 leader national. Yikho kuthiwa nguFather Zimbabwe. Ngiyowaqala umbuso ukuthi ilizwe kulwelwe ilizwe leli siyi-1 ukubuthanisa abantu. Limbona waze wafa elokhu ekhuluma nge-unity because yinto wayeyiqalile wathi lingavele lizibeke ngezigabanyana mina ngilokhu khona kunje kwa-16 tribes khonapha eZimbabwe. Nxa ngifuna ukubulala ilizwe leli asimeni ngeziqembuqembu zethu sibone ukuthi kuzahamba njani. Singama-region futhi emathibelendeni asimeni njalo sizabulala ilizwe lethu. Wathi lingavele lizidivide selingenise isita phakathi kwethu ukuthi sihle sidilize yonke into. Yikho lokho vela kwenzakalanga, yikho esibonayo ukuthi isikhathi okunye akuzange kwaphumelela imessage, but imessage ayilahlekanga. I-unity embhedeni wakhe ilanga lakhe ezaphuma umoya kuye, wabamba isandla sikamama wathi so Mafuyana ubone ukuthi i-unity nxa kusenziwa imisebenzi likhuluma labantu, kubambana kwabantu kakulakhiwa kulamuntu omnyama kulashona kulandebela kulakhala kulani. Singabantu banye, iZimbabwe inye, ukubambana asibambaneni. Imbuzo kwebengiyithola lapha ukuthi vele kanti wayevele ngubaba onjani Joshua Nkomo. Uma uJoshua Nkomo wayengubaba owayethethe sibili ethethe uMafuyana, kodwa singathi thina wathatha uMafuyana evele esengene zombangazwe. Baba lo muzi kodwa hayi khona umuzi eliwaziyo lina lapha elikhulele khona ukuthi kulomama kulobaba, ubaba uyahamba emsebenzini yabo yadama, azange sikubone thina khonokho. Wavile uMafuyana wathi echata lo Nkomo evele esengene ezombangazwe. Ngabala kuhle ibhuku lakhe lapha nemuseum liyakwazi ukuthi he was the most wanted man ngamabhuku befuna ukumqeda. wayekho laye wadevelopha amasinye izikili zokuthi nxa ingene lapha bathi bayamlandela aphunyuke bathi bayambomba ngapha aphunyuke wahlala kunjalo uze wasifele sethathwa umlimi wakhe wayethethe umama uMafuyana wayengafundanga wayengalama BA ama-degree baba uNkomo 80 the first 10 people eZimbabwe ukuthi abe le degree so ngumuntu wayavela wahlakanipha kudala kodwa wathanda umama uMafuyana emthandelana ubuntu bakhe umama uMafuyana wayelobuntu njalo wayekholwa isintu thina sithe sikhula so kade evele nxa ukuthi ngabafana thina singamankazana uvele uhlathi umama okwakhe yilokho ubaba okwakhe yilokho sasizonda bona pha sizelwe sinamankazana ngabafana thina sokuthiwa sigezisa imganu kasenzeni yesibona sithi kanti laba ke athi ayi lina uthini ndifundisele ngaze libona uyihlwe nje lifundisa lingabe ngamadokotela ngaze libe lini nxa usufika endlini ukhupha uniform yakho leyana uhlala lapho ngoyembizeni ngokorobhayo ngobonayo la nxa lo muntu osebenzayo ngozabona futhi ukuthi khona izinto zenziwe so lina yini okumele lenze laba abangabafana afuthi angazabe yini kumbugebha umgodi emgwaqweni lapha bona abantu basibabona besebenza kumbe bayakha amsho sonke sasibabone uthi umuntu oyindoda ivele uhlala elalo ibhoyila yakhe lihlala le ready ngamshwala libabone bayagebha lapha kodwa umama abasathola sebebonda khonapho so wasifundisa ke ndikhona kwakuthandwa ngamanye ama-leaders la ngaye sibili uRobert Mugabe wayemthanda uMafuyana wambeka lapha ekhoneni wathi mama ngikuthandelani izinto zakho cela ufundise abantu abangomama wakwabaphophula la kuma kitchen tea esebizwa ukuthi khona azolaya abantwana ukuthi khona umntwana wena eyakho irole yile baba wena eyakho irole yile yikho ke kwaba njalo ekuphileni kwabo ukudla uNkomo wayethanda ukudla kwesintu bakithi imicaba amadobi inyama omileyo awungathola uMafuyana wangasokusuza umthole lapha eChama disethi kumbini into ezesikhiwa wakutona kusithi kudliwa ukudla kwesintu akuthi kunjalo ubaba uNkomo njalo wayele into yami ehlukanisa kakhulu kwamanye wonke ama-leaders phezu kokuthi nguye waqalisa vele istruggle wonke abakhulu abalwa naye bazakutshela sonke saphuma ezandleni zomdalalo ukuthi khona njengoba betshilo ngizoye kubuzwa lapho ukuthi kanti wayevele ebelelwani kwathiwa babeleli lizwe ukucabange wathini phendulela nxa ufuna imali phendulela uthini imali uzathola ukuthi lima ungakucabanga uzicabangele wedwa ukuthi kanti kuyini okuyinotho esilakho okungaphumi kula kulumhlaba vele kakukho yikho ke kwalwelwa umhlaba nxa ungalamhlaba ulalutho siyeke lamakhiwa ethatha umhlaba wonke yikho ke wayenza njalo wayelama values nankana ayethiwa nama values akumele liwafunde kakhulu uNkomo wayengumuntu ethanda ukuthi kube le transparency siyabona kakhulu kade sikule corruption phakathi kwelizwe wayengumuntu honest ediscipline ethi nxa esayiniye isivumelwano lomuntu isivumelwano leso zasibamba akhona lokho enye sasikubona ukuthi sokusanyana izivunyelwano kodwa abanye sebebuye bathi baphuma kusivunyelwano batsheka bayale wayepersistent waze wazifela elokho emele into zomhlaba sangathi sengizile khathesi ama-election sengizayivela mina lokho ngenze okunye wayele determination wayele humility enje lingakhangela isikhathi esiningi lapho wayekhona wayengamuntu ongesabekiyo lapha ahamba khona abantu babemphuthanela wonke umuntu afuna ukuthi alubuye amthinta ama-bodyguard bathi hayi yekelana abantu especially abantwana so basondele duzane lami babuza abakufunayo so i-humility wayelayo wayengasolidala nokuthi ayengesaba kumbe esabeka kumunjani wayefuna ukuthi abantu basondele duzane laye lapha amakhona kumbe kusemakhosi ayakhuluma labantu kumbe ngaphi imessage yakhe wafuna njalo peace njengoba iPC nalesiyibona ikhona ayibuya ngamahara nje aluba lathi sikusivuluko njenga wonke amanye amazwe but wathi hayi so ukwanile ukulwa selwisa amakhiwa kuchitheka igazi wathi kufika lapha sokuthiwa khona hayi ama-election asenziwe laba izaphi siluzile kwaba labaningi ababesithi hayi impika iye phambili na wathi lapha sokukwanile into esiyileleyo kuyini yilizwe independence sesiyitholile independence mina Nkomo nginje azange ngizwe ngisima lapha ngisithi ngilwela ukubusa ngilwela ukuba inkosi hayi ngalwela independence ikho ngizimisela ukuthi nxa sokuthwe khona sokukhulunywa ukuthi iwona lawa ama results abo kwakulama British lawo phakathi khonapho lanxa kwakusoleka kodwa wathi hayi asisebenzeni into engiyifunayo phakathi kwabantu lapha intuthuko ukuthi umuntu athole i-chance as long as ule life yakho ikho ayisitshela khona long as ule mpilo yakho icebo uzalibona banenge abathi uNkomo wathengisa uNkomo loba kwathi uNkomo loba wathini kodwa akukho sonke kasibeni lesibongo ngokuthula kwaphakathi kwelizwe yes ukuhlupheka kukhona okokuswela imali okokuswelani kodwa wathi yena mina 50 years ngalwela independence 20 years ngaba lapha ngilabanye ngizama ukuqondisa kulento eziningi wazenzayo uDictizethi labo bani ezama layo ukuphusha olokho wayekhola ukuthi ivision yakhe kodwa nje umuntu wayengasekho emandleni kwakungase kungasizima kodwa wathi nansi induku ngiqhubela lina abancane singazwi lokho likhala lisithi kule corruption wathini thina sesikhulile thina makhiwa sasile problem labo bakhutshwa ngendlela leyo esabakhupha ngayo nxa lina lilokusolo ukuthi thina sibusa sithini kukini ukubona indlela yokuthi lithini ngakho asoze silitshele lihlakaniphile lifundile lingakho lobo likhala seyahlupheka sithengisa amatamatisi kwathini lithi lizalungiselwa mbani lizazilungisela lodwa akakhoshwa omunye umuntu ongabuya alincede sokuyini elilapho kunenge engalitshela ngoNkomo kodwa kuningi liyakwazi wayengukhomanda wama-Zipra forces wabayilokhu kodwa ke kunje ngumuntu njalo wayethi nxa ekhuluma wayeligabazeliwi aluba sithi kuphakathi kunje uyahleka ukuthi kanti kukhulunywa ngento zelizwe kumbe i-comedy show ngokuthi kwakuhlekwa njalo wayengumdala oyisiphoxo esimangalisayo okunye ethe khuluma ngento eziserious kodwa azibeke ngenye indlela yokuthi lizadilika lihleke liwele phansi hayi lakhutha lina elingazange libelayo kule ngoma yakhe lapha wayeyithanda ukuthi nxa kumarali abe ayihlabele ndawonye bonke labantu nangu umza wami lapho uzalisusela yona siyabonga
umama uzohlabela lo mntwana ehlabelela ubaba ingoma ethandwa ngumdala ithi mamelani lapha siyacula manje siyahlabela manje noma ningangitshelanga ngiyamazi baba noma ningangitshelanga ngiyamazi baba ngiyamazi baba ngiyamazi baba noma ningangitshelanga ngiyamazi baba noma ningangitshelanga ngiyamazi baba ngiyamazi baba aliyazi bantwana aliyazi mnandi kakhulu phela ngijabulise phela ubaba noma ningantshelanga Yamas baba Yamas baba mna Yamas baba Noma ningantshelanga Yamas baba Yamas baba Yamas baba Yamas baba hayi kodwa lihlabele mnandi kulezinto ezi2 abantu ababehlala bezibuza ubaba uNkomo 2 okokuqala amazipra ambuza sokuchisa khona bathi baba ilizwe seluthatha nini wathi bantu bami selithatha ngalo nyaka bajabula bathi uthe lo nyaka kade uthe ngalo nyaka babuya babuza futhi abantwana bathi baba sicela imali uthi bantu bami phenduleni imali lithi mali lima into bekhulunywa iPrincess uMankomo ukuthi baba babelwela umhlabathi yonke into iphuma kuphi emhlabathini. Thank you.